Welcome to the Friday Nights. I'm Jason Sandberg. I had a great week, everybody. I got my first bike ride of the year this week, and I went and mowed the yard. And also, the mailman brought me this second issue of Phenomena Nova. Just unwrapped it this afternoon when I got home from work. Looking forward to reading this. And as always, I'm hard at work on Jupiter issue 2. Jupiter issue 1 is in demand on Fund My Comic and IndieGoGo. Yes. The other bit of news I have is we tried the Domino's stuffed crust pizza. It's pretty good. So if that's up your alley, go give it a shot. They're definitely trying to up their game. Craig, how was your week?
My week's good. Like I said, spring's here and working on the house. I have no new updates from my artist. He's working on a double page splash for me right now, though. And then when I have that and the new covers for the first 5 issues of Soul Tack, I'll show everybody the artwork. But the one book I did dive into, I think it was Joe Sontag who was showing these off the Creech. Remember?
Oh yeah, I love that book.
Yeah, Greg Capullo.
Very cool.
But yeah, that brought me back. So yeah, I dug that out and read through that again. That was my read for the week. So, how's it going, K-pop?
Not bad. It was rainy, kind of weird all week. I was at a concert on Sunday. That was dope.
Which one?
Had a lot of fun. Marilyn Manson.
Oh wow! I did see that you put on a Misfits jersey when the intro was going. So good job there.
Yes.
Very cool.
I can't believe I missed her changing live.
Good stuff.
So our guest this evening, John, thank you so much. I was getting nervous there. Jason and K-pop watch me. I always get nervous when we get near the clock. Me being institutionalized with the army, right? That's like, anyways, but thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it until I just now sat back down after cooking dinner. And I was like, oh, that's right.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. How was your week? You read anything good this week? Anything remarkable happened this week? How was your week?
My week was great, man. Mom's finally out of the hospital, doing well, walking around, causing trouble. And that's basically what I've been dealing with all week, so happy about that.
Very good.
Was able to mail out some commission work and get a bunch of stuff done today now that I'm free to do so.
Nice.
I feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I'm happy to be here with you, Mr. Sandboig.
Excellent. Jared, how was your week?
Oh, the usual, busy day and night. I'm back north, as you might be able to tell. And
so you're not.
There's many holes in the walls here.
You're not phoning it in tonight. You're actually on camera.
Yeah.
Behind you, is that a scenic lake? Is that a scenic lake view out the window there,
That's
or is that
actually
like
Highway 61?
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of up the hill there.
Okay. Very good.
I'll have to get a lake view. Maybe I can move outside.
Yeah,
that might be interesting.
Yeah, you could mix it up as you see fit. It's just good to know that you don't have a fake one of those fake Zoom call backgrounds.
I like it. It kind of looks like a stage. See, I just came out from behind there.
Yeah. Peep show. All right. So Craig, who's in the chat tonight?
Yeah, so you had first comment of the evening. You beat Vulcan to it. Let the weekend begin. Vulcan note right there. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Vulcan to you, Vulcan. Thank you so much.
Now, Dillard, buckle in, because while you were tardy, you were being flogged mercilessly. So, so this might be a little. This might not be for the squeamish, Dillard.
Is there a story here with good stuff? What's going on? What's going on with good stuff? Yeah, what's it?
Good stuff is just super jealous of me because I'm younger, more virile, and more handsome than him.
Okay.
He just can't get over it, no matter how nice I am to him. I stopped trying.
I see. Here's Mrs. Good Stuff. I heard Dillard orders gluten-free pizza. Okay.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty old and I still don't know what gluten is.
With pineapple. Make it real controversial.
And then you sleep with extra soft. Like, what's extra soft? I like extra soft pillows. I like my bed being soft.
They know a lot about you, Dillard. Is this some sort of OnlyFans thing, or what's going on here?
No,
How do they know so much about you?
I'm a regular on their show, but I was, I guess, not regular enough, so they didn't give me an intro, so I stopped going at a spite.
Oh,
Whoa.
good stuff can make an intro so easy. That's
That's
There's
what
no
killed
excuse.
me.
No
'Cause I
excuse.
know it's easy for him.
SF Gaming is joining us. It's Hail Friday Nights. Hail to you as well, SF Gaming. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Oh, let's see. This is the most active our chat's been in a long time, though. So it would be weird if he was a dominatrix. So yeah, good on you. Creech, yes. Yeah, it's again that brings me back to the early 90s. I almost would go back in time and do it all over again. I say almost.
It was a good time.
Early 90s were good.
Yeah. That's a link. K-pop. What's that link for?
No, I linked my thing and I just posting it for people to come in here.
Perfect. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. That's new to me. That's everyone that's in the chat so far. So we have 4 joining us. Thank you so much for joining us for our antics on Friday night.
What is this image in the background of all these coins falling out of this truck? What are these coins representing? What is this?
Good foreshadowing. We're going to cover these news topics.
Yes. So first time joining us on the Friday nights. We come to you every night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 90 minutes, 3 topics with 1 guest creator. And we basically just cover all the weird shit that goes on in the world for that week. And then we recap it every New Year's, basically. The Friday closest to New Year's. And it's like, holy shit, that's all the stuff that happened in that year. What a crazy year. So this first topic here comes from UPI. Overturned truck covers Texas highway in 8 million dimes. So on April 30th, Texas Department of Transportation, this truck had a haul brand new from the mint, $800,000 worth of basically 8 million dimes spilled out on the highway. So they had a nice cleanup job for a couple of days.
Jared, what are the mobsters going to say when they hear some guy drop the dime? What's going to happen to this guy? Because he might be a Teamsters truck driver too.
Well, it might have been a Teamster driving the rare earth magnet freighter that went by really fast and caused it to spin. I don't know. I've got no theories, and I paid attention to nothing. The whole theater of the world. I have no idea what's going on. So this is news.
Dillard, when you were a youngster, would you pray that a truckload of quarters would spill its load next to the arcade?
Yeah, Dad, the X-Men video game raped me for my entire savings. If I had a stack of quarters, like, they used to, I don't know how familiar you are, but back in the 90s when you used to go to an arcade, you would have to go and put in your 3 crumply dollar bills and get some coins out of it. But I remember one time we were in Las Vegas and my dad gave me the stack of $20 of quarters. And he was like, go away and come back later.
Oh, it's nice and heavy.
And I broke that thing out. Dude, I felt like Scrooge McDuck. I was like, this is look at my riches.
I was a paper boy, so you'd have, when you were doing collections, you had to go get those, and I'd always keep one for the arcade.
Dude, everything was precious to me. Like, I would take the quarters and I would wash them. Like, all of my change, I would wash my change and then lay it out on a towel to dry so that my change would be nice and clean. And I would spend days stacking them up in little towers. That was cool.
So with those old crusty bills, what was your magic trick to make the filthiest one go in successfully? I know it's a real art science.
Yeah, it's the tips. It's the corner tips, right? You got to massage those corner tips like so.
You got to get hot in your hand.
Yeah, you have to warm them up and then hold them so that as they cool down, they stay crisp. Then
When you have
can
to think positively.
gingerly feed them into the machine.
So K-pop, do you think there's any people that were hunting around for pre-1964 dimes in that mess on the freeway?
Of course. But what I think this is a ploy by the Final Destination people for promotion for the new movie, because they are going around in big rigs with the logs with promo for this. So this might be a tie-in, as I'm thinking. Yeah.
Now, this may be a stupid question, but I thought that coins that were shipped from the mint would probably be in some sort of like sturdy packaging.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Are you saying they're so short on funds they can't afford those little paper roll-up things?
Yeah, did they just pack the truck high and tight with like big like burlap sacks that say like 700 dimes on it or something?
Yeah.
I think they just open the top and just dump the dimes in. No bags, nothing. That's
like
what I'm
grain?
thinking.
Like they're just pouring in
like
grain?
Just dump
It's
it
like
right in there.
those
Yeah.
half-assed ones where like there's rocks flying out and it chips your window. It's probably like
Just impaling people as they're
Yeah.
flinging off the ground.
a
Yeah,
dime might go all the way through.
it might.
So Craig, you're good with physics. Well, and someone mentioned Scrooge McDuck earlier. What would happen if you tried to dive into a swimming pool filled with dimes? What would happen on impact?
Depends on how high you jump. You're gonna break some bones for sure. But with this thing, this is the one thing where nobody was planning a heist on this, because who wants to haul away pockets full of dimes? Even if you do manage to get away, you got what, $100 maybe.
Listen, buddy, dimes are the way to go. No serial numbers.
That's true.
Untraceable.
Maybe this is for a new movie. Nick Cage is gonna, it's Nick Cage overturns the truck because he's looking for the 1910 rare double print. Only 7 of them were made. It's like the
But these were brand new dimes, right? Brand new, straight from the mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one in there because they were trying to hide it while they moved it.
Yes.
The Freemasons, the
I'm just
Illuminati,
imagining
whatever.
how beautiful and shiny these brand new dimes must be.
So shiny. I would like to see Nicolas Cage fight the dimes. I would like to see that.
I would pay upwards of 50 cents for a shiny quarter.
Craig, do they have dimes in Canada?
Yes, we do. But I think your dime is probably worth like our quarter for sure.
Well,
And
if there's a loon on the dollar, there's an earthworm on the dime.
All right, Vulcan Lives wants to point out that Scrooge McDuck never broke any bones, so he's going to take his chances. The legal team here at the Friday Nights has to put out a disclaimer: don't follow advice from Vulcan Lives. Mrs. Good Stuff says it's a good thing they don't read the chats, because I would be mortified at the uncouth comments being read aloud. Yes.
Oh no, we
correct.
do. We do.
All right.
I think that Mad Ruth is just trying to take the fun out of life and wants to enjoy diving into money all by himself.
That's true.
Oh.
I always have a nefarious, yes, absolutely.
So Craig, how did they clean it up? Like, what did they scoop it up? What did they do?
They mostly had those vacuum machines there. That's vacuuming away, and that's how they got the majority of it. But they did actually have to go through by hand and pull them all out, and eventually they will have to go through with the metal detectors at the very end and scoop them up that way. So
8 million
meticulous.
dimes.
Should have just gone magnet fishing. They would have just, solved so much problems.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, we will
I got
continue.
this nice big magnet that I use in my backyard after I finish building a chicken coop or something, that I'll just scan over and rake over my dirt and collect all the missing nails and screws and all that.
Yeah.
Are dimes not ferrous metals? Will they not get picked up?
I
should.
think they're
they're
plastic
still-
nowadays with a little bit of metal around them.
No, we're not there yet.
Not?
That's every sink.
No, I'm sorry.
faucet
That's
and-
the Soviet dime. I forgot. That's right.
We'll be there soon. That's a
Soon.
great idea.
So, yeah, save some money.
How
I see
far
this
did the
machinery.
dimes spill?
Yeah.
Well, I heard they might stop making the penny. Anybody hear that?
Didn't Canada already
Yeah,
do that?
pennies are ugly anyway.
Yes,
Get
we
rid of
did.
those. They're not even
Yeah.
shiny.
I thought that was going to be like the plot from Superman, you know, with the point whatever percent. Like someone's going to get rich off this, but once we got rid of it, it was actually good. They got rid of the penny, and they do round it off electronically, mostly to your benefit. So.
Okay. Well, did you see Superman 3?
Yes.
Because that rounding can go both ways.
That's right. Classic Richard Pryor.
All right, we have 70 people watching live. With that chat is still rocking. Craig, what is topic number 2 this week?
So topic number 2 also comes from UPI as well. A boy playing with his mom's credit card or with basically her phone in her account orders 70,000 DumDum lollipops from Amazon. And then he showed up to the house. And then she threw out a sob story on social media, you know, and it ended up Amazon, I think, just refunded the order. I'm not even sure they even made her refund the lollipops. They might have just said keep them. So.
Did this involve Alexa? Because I've got stories.
Yeah, this lady, she's probably just a dentist trying to pull a fast one over on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, I read through a wish list from about 4 or 5 years ago with my son, and he was the joker who put all this stuff on there. I can't even mention one on this show. Jason, or you'll never invite me back.
Scary. K-pop, when you were young, what was one thing you kept like nagging your mom, like begging your mom or dad to buy you? But was there anything like a truckload of lollipops? What did you want that you didn't get when you were a youngster?
Not candy. I was getting all of the She-Ra dolls, the action figures. That's where I was at.
I mean, where do you get DumDums? Like at the?
I think you'll see those, and they'll see those like coin operated candy machines, or when you go get your hair cut, there's a bowl of them.
I'm trying to think. Like there used to be more places where the dish would be out and there'd be DumDums. I'm like, who the hell wants a DumDum?
Well,
like medical places usually.
I'm glad that it's not politically incorrect to call someone a DumDum, I just feel good about that. I mean, maybe that's the saving grace of the story is you can still say DumDum nowadays.
I'm shocked they haven't been told to change their name.
What interests me with this topic, however, though, is so she's got 70,000 lollipops. Look at how many boxes and crates she has. If you're an entrepreneur, you can make your money back, right? If it's
you just got to find 8 million dimes.
Right. But if it's Xbox or PlayStation and your kid has bought a whole bunch of in-game purchases for a couple $1,000s, you're out of luck. You can cry your stories all you want. They say it's in the terms of the agreement, and Xbox and PlayStation will not give you back those thousands. So how does the sob story work with physical lollipops?
Maybe she's a diabetic and this is attempted murder.
Yeah, well, that could be. The lawyers got involved.
Did you? Speaking of attempted murder, I'm going to sidetrack here. Did you hear that RF Kennedy shut down a biotech research lab because one of the people, there were two people working there. Were in a relationship, and out of spite, one of them put a hole in the other one's safe suit.
Oh my god!
It was like a lover spat.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, poking holes in the condom is one thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good call on his part because your lab is compromised. We don't need another Wuhan incident again.
Exactly. All right. Apparently, this has happened to Vulcan before because he's letting us know that Amazon is merciful when this happens.
Apparently, I would tell them they're out of luck. Yeah.
So England's kind of known for being prim and proper, right? I mean, but really in like enforced even more so. But in England, you can
unless you're walking down the cobblestone with a machete.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't talk about that. I can go into any grocery store there, and they have this. I think it's even a can of spotted dick. So DumDum, it's mild. And it's some kind of gross cake, like a sponge cake in a can.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things they say in England that we can't really say here. But
Yes.
No.
Yes. Very, very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Craig,
Bundle of sticks.
what's the most popular lollipop brand up in Canada?
Ooh. I actually don't have an answer for that. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, I don't know the name of it. Blow pop. What's the one where you get to the center, whatever
Yep.
it is, got gum in
Tootsie
it?
Roll.
A Tootsie Roll. Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
I could
yeah.
never. I could never do it.
Mm.
I always gave up.
Yeah.
Always gave up.
Now you're thinking blow pop. Blow
Yeah,
pops
blow
have the
pop.
bubble gum. Tootsie
Yeah.
pops have
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tootsie Roll. In the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's blow pop. Yeah, that's
Those
right.
sold well with my illegal trade in grade school.
Coincidentally, my
paddled
kids
over.
are super in love with Tootsie Pops right now, and she made me hang on to the wrapper.
Nice. Does it have the star on it or the Indian head?
It sure does. That's why
Nice.
look at-
Score. Score.
Very cool.
I have it saved in my wallet.
Nice. Nice. All right, we got 89 people watching live.
Nice.
Let's check out topic number 3.
So our third and final topic. Thank you for hanging out with us and with these topics, John. A third and final topic for this evening comes from the Daily Mail. Ferrari test drive ends in disaster as DJ, and they won't reveal what famous DJ it was, who was buying the Ferrari, crashes, and this thing's what, $470,000 supercar on the German autobahn with its owner sitting right beside him. So yeah, test driving your Ferrari on the autobahn, and then this is what happens.
So K-pop, it's often said that a sports car is a euphemism for male something or another. What does it mean when it crashes right away? What is that a euphemism? What is that an analogy for?
It's obviously clearly broken, and they need a pill for that.
Jared, what's the most famous car you've wrecked?
The Rocky Rococo pizza truck. Yeah.
You did. You did. You wrecked the famous pizza delivery truck from Folklore.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, and I will never let you
Dang.
forget it because Rocky Rococo could not afford to replace that truck.
Oh no.
Okay, I have no preconceived notions, but what country was the driver from?
That's a good question.
Let's see here.
They won't say, they won't reveal the identity of the DJ.
They don't have DJs in China.
Well,
And there's no such thing as a female DJ, so I'm lost. I have no idea what happened.
Paris Hilton is a DJ.
There you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But how's this work for insurance though? What do you think? An insurance scam? Insurance going to cover this?
No,
Good question.
I don't know.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Is it because he hit a? Is it because he drove into a pile of dimes on the autobahn?
Right. Well, that's hence the picture, right? You got a crashed up Ferrari and a truck full of dimes and a truck full of lollipops.
Yeah, but
Insanity.
so Craig, are you saying this is an insurance fraud, as in like money laundering, or what are you thinking?
It could be if you can't sell the vehicle, right? It's $400,000 vehicle. You got insured. Why not get your crazy buddy beside you and go Fight Club on it and just run into a wall?
Yeah, maybe they were from Russia. I mean, they're kind of known for their. There was a period of time where I think even 2020 with Baba Wawa, they featured this insurance scam thing where these immigrants from Russia would get in front of you and slam on the brakes to cause an accident.
But what do you do? Like if you take someone out for a test drive and they smash your car and you're in the passenger seat,
It's a good question.
I mean, are you okay? Are you?
His side looks fine. The other side doesn't look too great.
So you could have purchased 2 of these with the amount of money spilled in the other story, right? It was 800,000.
Oh, true. True.
Yeah, but I bought 2 of these. Yeah, 2 of these Ferraris. Yeah.
Dillard, what's the most expensive car you've totaled?
I've never totaled a car. Are you crazy?
Nice. Fantastic.
I'm a boy. I don't get in crashes.
I've been in a couple labs that have blown up. If that counts. Or ended up on their side.
Oh dang.
So what's the deal with the autobahn? Is it there's no speed limit or the speed limit is high? How does that work?
It's not
It's famous
unlimited
because
anymore.
there is no speed limit in certain spots.
Yeah.
No, the worst crash I ever got into, I was driving my
Drunk.
kid to school, and I have a pickup truck, and my truck's kind of wide, and everybody else around here also has pickup trucks because we live in a kind of a rural area, and we were trying to pass each other, but neither one of us wanted to stop or move over, so we just drove past each other. Both of our rear view mirrors got knocked off. We both kind of looked back out of the window at each other and we're like, and just kept on going.
Well, but the most important question, whose truck was bigger?
Oh, his truck was much
Oh.
bigger than mine.
Oh, well. Then you hope.
Yeah, he had
well, if
my
you
truck
gave
is like
him
a
black
regular
guy-
pickup F-150, little pickup truck, right? He was driving, I think it was like a Dodge Ram 3500 HD turbo diesel, with the trailer mirrors that are really far out. So his mirrors were going to be substantially more expensive than mine to replace. So I won, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. If this was asymmetrical warfare, yes, and you kept doing this repeatedly, you put them in the poorhouse for sure.
That's right.
Wild.
Anyone else have anything else they want to add on the Ferrari topic number 3?
No, I just don't drive stupid.
Don't buy a Ferrari.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah, when you sell things, sell them sight unseen.
Yeah.
So no one had a camera on? I mean,
No,
what decade did this happen in?
yeah, I
It's
looked
not
for
a
footage.
Tesla, it's a Ferrari.
And it's the autobahn. It's not like people are going, "Oh my goodness, a car's going fast." They all go fast. Right?
Yeah, apparently people buy cars like this and then they complain about like it's so basic. It's yeah, that's the point. It's an engine and some wheels.
You mean it's not all computer?
Yeah, they just don't find it comfortable. So that's why a lot of these actually are moving that direction where it's going to be a Porsche Cayenne before long.
Oh God, my bones hurt every time I see those on the street.
Oh yeah, it's like nice.
What a
minivan.
waste.
Soccer mom.
Jared, in college, did you ever see my grandmother's Corvair?
Don't you remember? The door was open. You're like, I wonder why that's open. I'm like, I want that car. Oh, I still can picture it.
I never got to drive
It
it.
hit me hard.
I never got to drive it, but it was a beauty. It was a beauty.
Just seeing it there with dust all over and
Yeah.
it was mint. It was absolutely beautiful on
Yeah.
blocks.
Yeah.
And like I could spend like a day or two and that would be the best car in town.
Like, if
Yep.
any of you had your druthers and you could pick any car, no strings attached, insurance paid for, all that jazz, just to have for fun. Would it
Batmobile.
ever, at any point, be a Ferrari?
No, Batmobile.
Never. No way. I mean, really, my answer would be a Volvo 120. So,
God, just open your wrists up right now, then.
K-pop, do you have a dream car?
oh, they're beautiful.
The 67 Mustang.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. Very good. All right, we've got
Good
98 people.
choice.
We've got 98 people watching.
Yes.
It would be fantastic if we hit 100 as we start to look at Dillard's campaigns, plural.
Yes.
Yes, the
Plural.
man's got like 3 campaigns going right now. So we got 99 people watching live. Let's see if we can hit 100. So, Craig, which one do you want to call it first?
First one I'm going to bring up is Buckler, and I did some research with Buckler because now it's like 4 stories. So
Okay.
I think this might be an old trailer for it. And I got to scroll through all my videos. All right, so here is a Buckler trailer I pulled off.
What are you doing over there? Put that thing away. Don't be a dirty birdie like this chump. Get your entertainment the safe and easy way by backing the Buckler, Canadian Tussle. Live now on Fun My Comic.
Oh,
Nice.
did that? Yeah, I pushed a button and it. Yeah,
No, it's good. Yeah, so we have 100 people. We hit the magic 100 viewers.
Okay.
Let's take a closer look at the campaign, and Dillard can explain to us the character and give us the elevator pitch.
Sure.
So-
Yeah. That trailer was for the old campaign for the old book. That was the book Canadian Tussle. But
Yes.
this book right here, a lot of people are asking me, what does Dillard even do? What is his resume, right? So like this basically is what I've been doing over the past years, is working on my book called The Buckler. And so it has 4 stories out. And these are them kind of in a collected paperback, all in order, chronological order, to catch up on the story before I do the next book.
Nice.
That face on the right is awesome.
Yeah, I
thank
love
you.
that one.
Yeah, that's the Canadian. That one. I went full cartoony on that book. That
man.
book is
That is-
very, very inappropriate. So I didn't want to go my traditional style of realism and gore. I was like, what if I just I put all the gore, put all the nudity, put all the violence, but make it very cartoony to kind of soften the blow, Because the story itself called for him doing a raid, basically a revenge raid on a whorehouse during peak business hours. So because of that, I didn't want to get real gritty with the graphics and have to spend a lot of time. Because when you draw traditionally, comics Western style, you got to spend a lot of time on anatomy and physiology. And I didn't want to
Got
get
small boobs.
I didn't want to have nightmares for
Narrow
weeks
hips.
of just phalluses everywhere. So let's just make it really cartoony.
Well, cartoon
So-
violence is the best.
So as a Canadian, will there be a lot of references in this book that I'm going to get?
If you're from Winnipeg,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, because he's mainly that's his stomping grounds is Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So that if you can scroll back up to the black and white one,
Sure.
that was the very first one I ever put out. That was a 12-page story that I did for my buddy Rick Piper, who I kind of got the idea to make this character from. He had a character called the Canadian Shield, big old Hulk of a superhero, basically the Superman and the Hulk combined. And I was playing around. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a sidekick for this guy. So I started playing around with designing a crummy looking sidekick and came up with the idea because I always thought it was funny that his character was called the Canadian Shield but had no shield. So I was like, what's the tiny shield? I looked it up on Google. A buckler. So I named him the Buckler.
Interesting.
And made him like a very, very skinny in an oversized costume where it was hanging off of him. It was a joke, right? But then I came and sat back down the next day, fired up my computer, and I hadn't deleted the image, and I started noodling around with it, and I was like, this could actually be really cool, and everything just kind of started clicking, Like all the character that I wanted to do before, a guy named Vincenzo, that book wasn't really working. It just kind of wasn't clicking for me. But I was able to put all of his personality and aspects that I wanted onto the Buckler character, and it worked like gangbusters. Everything I fed this character, he just ate up and made it better. So I was like, this is the guy I'm going to do. And this story here, this is called Descent. This is the story of how the Buckler, who used to be like a Phoenix Jones, he used to go around town pretending that he was a superhero,
Yeah.
rescuing cats out of trees and the like. This is how he, through a trial here, he's basically auditioning to be a sidekick for the Canadian Shield. He fails, gets a horrible dressing down, and ends up committing murder in cold blood. This is the story of how he becomes a villain. Because the character of the Buckler is not an anti-hero. He's just a villain.
So
That character right there in the bottom right, that's the Canadian Shield, the hero that he wanted to be like.
I expected plaid, like the lumbersexual look.
That's awesome.
Then this one here, this is called the Temple of Polar Twilight. This is me doing a book. This was a book that came out with the graphic novel Ascendancy. Because if we hit the stretch goal of 10K, I was going to go ahead and just make a second book, which I had already kind of started. This was the second book. And this one I did in the art style of like a Bruce Timm, like a Batman the Animated Series kind of stuff. Because I wanted to kind of get it out quicker. And this is kind of a prequel to the main story. And this kind of shows the beginning of the way that he is able to get access to this magical Inuit totem that grants him power. In the main Buckler book, he has the strength of 3 men. That's his base power. He has the strength of 3 men, but he is able to go basically berserk because of this magical totem that he possesses. This story is kind of how it feeds into how and explains how he gets that totem in the first place. And then
cool.
The next book here, this is the main graphic novel, Ascendancy. This is the story of the Buckler, his return, because he leaves after he commits that crime. He leaves for 4 years down to Brownsville, Texas, on the border of Mexico. This is his return to Winnipeg, Canada, and him kind of taking, because when he left his wife behind, his pregnant wife behind, and his this guy named Todd Harrington kind of usurps his place, is raising his daughter, is going to marry his wife, and he comes back and he's the kind of guy that I say it there's a scene where his worker is talking about the Buckler, and he's being a narrator, and he's saying, it's not that your ideas are bad necessarily. It's not that you're wrong. You're probably right. It's the problem is that your ideas aren't his ideas, and that's the worst thing they could be. Because
we've all worked with that person, right?
You just make them believe it didn't work that way. That's the trick.
He's like, so he has that kind of personality where he's great to be around. He's a fun guy to be around, but like a Tony Soprano, right? He has his own demons in his head, and all of a sudden he'll be staring at you, and he'll just come up with some sort of grievance out of nowhere because he's in a mood, and now that's your ass. You know what I mean? So the Buckler is a very temperamental, very dangerous guy to be around. He's the guy that you go with, you're having fun, and all of a sudden you left him alone for too long with his own thoughts. Now he's created a fight somewhere.
You know what I love about the character design is it kind of, obviously it's got the wrestling, it kind of evokes the Phantom, but not, there's just there, but it's not enough that it looks like the Phantom, but it evokes the costume of the Phantom. And I think, and also there's kind of I think it's a great character. Great character.
It's like a Redditor with a Phantom profile.
There you go.
So, do you do all of it on this book, John? Like,
yes,
all jobs, pencils, inks, colors,
so far on these 4 books, yes, all of it is me.
Oh,
pencils, letters, inks, coloring, everything. Yeah,
nice. So this is the one campaign. There's 100 watching. I'm not back in the streamer, but this is the one campaign. John gets 100% of it. So that's just the one to consider. You back this.
That's correct.
This is his baby. Okay, and then here's the 4th installment, Canadian Tussle. I've seen this book around, but I'm always like, is this dunking on Canadians? But it's okay. Everyone dunks on Canadians. But
oh no. And everybody thinks I'm Canadian. So what is it like in Canada, John? I'm like, I'm from Southern California, dude. But
well, it's even all right if you do. It's fine.
I know people from Winnipeg. I can tell you're not from Winnipeg. It's thick.
So, do you want to give a quick summary on this one, the 4th installment?
Yeah, this installment is it's kind of like an in between because I'm gonna do another flip book, and the flip book is gonna be primarily the story called The Ballad of Bucklet because the Buckler has a female sidekick himself, and they kind of have a very dysfunctional relationship. She comes from a history of abuse. He loves nothing more than to abuse. So because of her actions, her stepping out of line and going and doing things in his name for him, he has to now go and move his timeline of taking over this brothel. There's a backstory behind that I don't want to get into, but
So it's a Bukowski story.
right. So all this stuff he's doing is because this main guy that runs this brothel was able to capture and do a number on Bucklet. So this is him having to assert his authority in town. But because of that, his relationship with Bucklet is now changed. You messed up. You owe me. And now, so because that's the Ballad of Bucklet is going to be the next big story before the volume 2, I wanted to set up what was happening and why that happened. So this is the in-between story. And this is this is also 12 pages. The Temple of Polar Light is 28 pages. The graphic novel is 58 pages. Mm-hmm. So it ends up being 115 pages in total.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's just the one reward, but I mean, if there's anyone, and this is the one I'm going to keep urging everyone. If there's anyone you're looking to back tonight, we got 108 watching. This is the one that I'm first. It's Fun My. I'm moving stuff around on my desk.
Yeah, and this is only available on Fun My Comic, no other platform.
Yeah, but exactly. It's Fun My Comic as well, which is my favorite platform. So
me too.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back up to the top. So if we can take note on the number there, it's got 45 backers right now.
Yep.
Oh, that's one more than a little while ago.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm gonna remove that one, and then that'll give me time. I'm gonna bring up Golden Patriot, but if it doesn't move, it's because I'm backing on Fun My Comic. So I'll hand this one over.
The Golden Patriot, the website, the Rippasend site doesn't update unless you're actively updating. You have to go in and do something, and then click back to it, and then it will update. It's great.
So before the show started, I tried to log in to Rippasend using my because I've backed the Eric July books before. It didn't recognize my account. I'll figure it out later. So I'll this is the one I intend to back, but I couldn't. I don't think I'll be able to back during the show because it didn't recognize my user account. So in this book, you're working with Yellow Flash, and you did the artwork. Yes. Did you both come up with the character and the concept together, or did he approach you with the pitch?
No, he approached me with the character and the concept, but I drew. I created the look of the character.
Okay.
Like he was like, "This is kind of what I want," and then I took that and gave him multiple variations, and kind of what would be the benefits of this, blah blah blah. Dialed in the right look for him.
Nice. And is the book, is it a period piece?
Yes.
Okay. What can I give us the background of the character and just give us the overview of the story?
Yeah, this story is takes place during the middle of World War II.
Okay.
And throughout this time in this story, and according to some in real life, the Nazi High Command was going around and collecting objects of rare, mystical, significant power. Well, and in this story, we call that the Shadow Reich. Well, in this story, this guy is basically a Jack Bauer. He's the anti-terrorism. He's the anti-Nazi squadron. He's part of that. So they have, for instance, there's a lot of World War II fags out there that are very particular about what equipment was used in what theater, in what year, and what was on them. But these guys, the reason I kind of did this was because they have access to anything that existed at the time they have access to it because they have unlimited budget
Sure.
to stop these Nazis, right? So he's on a reconnaissance mission because there's this artifact that is, they think the Nazis are closing in on. So they're going to be on their way. They get shot, or he gets shot down, and is presented the artifact.
No.
It's given to him by the motherland of Egypt.
Interesting.
Because this takes place in the North African theater.
Okay.
With Rommel and all that. So because of that, he is able to use this newfound ability and power to combat the Nazis. However, he's new at it. And there's a guy out there, the main bad guy in the story, Lord Blitzkrieg, who is not new at using the power. So he's under the barrel the whole time. Like, he is really having a rough time even getting out of Egypt because he is being accosted by the Shadow Reich, which has fleets of mechanized suits, like super soldier suits, and they have their own set of powers themselves. Plus, they have the entire army that, America doesn't really at this point in time have a significant presence that far east into Egypt. So he's basically behind enemy lines for hundreds of and thousands of miles, and he has to get, and that's the story here.
Nice. Fantastic.
I've got the trailer for this one too.
Yeah.
I won't touch any buttons while I'm
Okay.
playing this one. All right, so for 106 watching, I said there's 3 campaigns we'll look at. Here's the second of 3, the trailer for the Golden Patriot.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Terrible. You should watch my trailer that I way better.
Do you have do you have it on YouTube? Can we grab the link?
I have it pulled up right now, ready to go.
Yeah, do you want to present it? Go ahead.
It's already being presented.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Hitting add to stage. Oh, I think I gotta take the slideshow off first. Hold on.
There we go. That's the one.
Okay.
Check this out. This is great. Can you hear it?
Lieutenant
Yep.
Rogers, this is a time-sensitive critical mission. You must pre-see the Nazi force and secure the artifact, then get to the extraction point before they arrive. Failure to do so will result in being hopelessly outnumbered.
It's time we take the fight to them.
The latest news we have of the Allied invasion of northwestern France is still in escalation from the Associated Press.
Fulfilling his high
along the whole North African coastline, the Allies can strike simultaneously.
There we go.
So, what are we on? Gotta get us back on the screen. What's it going on? All right. So a few minutes ago, we looked at a picture of two Ferraris. It was like before and after. Dillard, your trailer was the before, the pristine Ferrari. The other trailer was the after photo of the Ferrari.
Dude, I did that animation by hand.
Your trailer was heads and shoulders above the other.
I put love into that trailer.
It's really good.
Yeah,
Voice acting also pretty good.
I do the one voice.
That's good. It's good. So what working with the Flash, working with Rippasend, what's been like the funnest part about this project?
The funnest part of this project has been, in regards to Rippasend, is getting things like promos and trailers and things that you don't personally have to do.
Sure,
like shit just comes into fruition, right? You're like, it just came out of nowhere. Like this is and there's like artwork. They take the artwork that you have, they mess with it, they crop out the backgrounds, they overlay it on things, and all these promo images start coming out. Like seeing the Golden Patriot has hit 50K, right? Like all those images, I didn't have to do those. That's so cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, this particular character, is there going to be a second book? Is this going to be an ongoing project with you two?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
We have a couple of ideas because there's tons of occult relics that the Nazis were after, and there's a lot to play with. But we want to interject a lot of new things. We don't want to just do the Nazi bell or the mega super tank or nothing like that. We want to improve upon it and change. History's great, but it's a comic book. You don't have a budget, right? You can draw anything. And I was like, when I first time we were talking about that super tank, right? You've seen that gigantic building size super tank the Nazis were constructing. The first time I saw that, immediately I thought to myself, that old video game for PlayStation 1 called Metal Gear Solid, where they take this tank, but now it's ambulatory, it's mobile, it runs and it has jetpacks and it can fire an intercontinental ballistic missile across the world because it's like you can do so much with the building blocks, and because World War II history is so damn fascinating, you can do anything with it.
Do you recall when Saddam Hussein was trying to build the super gun? Do you remember that he was making two super guns pointing east and west?
But K-pop's got to jump. She's got to do something.
Thank you so much for coming out. We'll see you next week.
No, see you guys later. Well, I have a con I'm going to next week, so I won't be anywhere next
Bye,
week.
Bye, K-pop.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, wait.
Here we go.
There she goes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Should I play our third and final campaign for?
Yeah. And this one I already backed. Pencils down.
Yeah, I backed it twice. Yeah.
Dillard, do you know when it's going to be? Do you know when Pencils Down is going to be shipping? Any idea to give you any updates?
Okay, just Pencils Down. I don't have any ownership of. I'm just a gun for hire. I'm just the illustrator. Like my job finished 2 months ago, and I haven't heard anything about it since.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll just play the trailer for it, and I'll bring up the campaign artist. So here is the trailer for Pencils Down.
Nice.
So, is there any questions from the chat besides good stuff's here trolling?
Yeah, Kilo. Good stuff. I want to point out how good that trailer was.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Dillard, how much did you did you have any input into the character design for Pencils Down? Did they come to you with just they said like a number 2 pencil and you said not good enough?
No, they had a drawing, because the story originally came up with Belmont. Like, he's the creator, but he's not the writer and he's not the artist. He came up with the idea because he drew this picture of this pencil guy. So he's like, this is what I want it to look like. And I was like, okay, but how about like this? And he was like, that's much better. Let's do that. Nice. Because I wanted to make him a beefier, more bulbousy, more like you might see like a Bart Sear kind of, over the top musculature instead of like a staunch, squarish, hard and ready. So I went with that, and he wanted me on the book because of the Canadian tussle illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
So I when somebody I always ask somebody when they want a commission, I was like, what did you see of mine? Because I work in a couple of different styles. Like, what did you see of mine that you really liked? Because that's what's going to help me give you what you want. And he was like, well, they have the Canadian tussle. I was like, okay, so we'll do that, but for this book. So that was the idea behind that. Because I love, like, when I grew up, like, everybody, was drawing Dragon Ball Z, drawing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And my favorite cartoon was, when I was growing up, was Ren and Stimpy. Mm-hmm. So I was sitting there with my paper by the TV, on the TV itself, tracing Ren and Stimpy. That's what I love to do. And like, one thing I love about John Kay is that there was a guy, an illustrator, who was telling a story, because John Kay was a taskmaster, right? He would go around and tell him, I'm almost positive that I've seen that expression before. And he would wrinkle it up and throw it in the trash. You're like, there's 100,000 different ways to show disappointment. Give me something new. And so, like, when you watch Ren and Stimpy, like, the expressions on their faces, and everything's just so wacky and off the wall. But at the same time, nails it on the head every time with the emotions. And that's when the first time I ever saw what they call the Bob Camp gross up, where you would do a really super close up on a character and show something very disgusting or grotesque.
Yeah, SpongeBob does that too.
Well, yeah, a lot of the animators for SpongeBob came from Spumco Studios, from the
Ren and Stimpy.
So, like, that's why I found, so, like, in the Canadian Tussle book, every page has at least one panel that's like a semi gross up. So I wanted to, and every page there's at least one panel where I go hyper detailed with the digital painting.
Semi gross up. I didn't know that.
Well, they zoom in and you see like the veins in the eye.
Yeah.
And like the little hairs
just
are
look horrible.
Yeah.
And my favorite episode was one where Ren loses his tooth. And he has a raw nerve just kind of sticking out of his gums. And they do a gross up on it, and it is hilarious, man. It just haunts your nightmares.
I one of my favorites was Space Madness.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
But it's like 7 episodes that are great. Yeah. Everything else is booger jokes.
Oh yeah, the booger episode was great.
Well, that was one of the first ones, right? I think that's in that 7.
Yeah, my favorite was the Fire Dogs episode where they're rescuing that fat woman from the top of the building.
Speaking of
Dalmatians.
Speaking of toothaches, Crenshaw, I hope you're doing better. I hope you're doing better.
Stinky gum holes. Yeah, they also came out with one not too long ago, maybe about 10 years back, called Adult Party Cartoon. And they go a little bit too lewd, but it's just as funny as the old ones.
Very good. So so Hojo wrote the script for that, right?
Yes.
For Pencils Down, yeah.
So did his script how much, like, did he give you like a like set, did he describe the scene, like describe the scenes and break it up by panel?
He gave me an absolute free hand to do.
Nice.
Set it up however I wanted to set it up. It was basically just like I kind of call it bullet points, right? Like,
okay,
this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and anything in between. Feel free to do whatever. And because I've been in this community, and this book is like a love letter to Comicsgate, right? Yeah. And because I've been in Comicsgate since forever, like, I'm familiar with the majority of the lore.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to just put Easter eggs on every page, every panel, you know, little knickknacks here and there. If it's a bookshelf, then there's things on the bookshelf. If he's pulling something out of the closet in the attic, there's other things in the closet that are related. You know what I mean? To the lore, all the people in there and everything. So and because I was able to do anything, basically whatever I wanted. Sometimes I went a little too far and I got too raunchy, too personal with the Easter eggs. So he would go out and be like, "Is it okay if Dillard puts this in here?" They'd be like, "Absolutely not." I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it out. But for the most part, everybody seemed to be like, "Yeah, absolutely, put me in." You know.
Very good, very good.
Yeah. Also, too, I don't know if you know this. The artist that works on my book, Gonzalo Loyola, he helped with the colors on this book.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So.
I didn't know who was coloring it.
Yeah.
He helped with the colors, or he did most of the colors?
I'm not sure. Like, it's one of those things where Justin was looking for a colorist, and like it was really hurting for a colorist, and that's where I was like Gonzalo does colors. So I know I put them in touch with each other. I don't know how many pages though Gonzalo ended up doing.
Okay.
I know originally it was like 6 pages, but I know it grew from there, the page count. So.
Yeah, I think this ended up being 12 pages in total.
Yeah. And then Eric Hodgson's going to be a guest on our show. He did that cover.
Yeah, this is Eric Hodgson cover right here.
Yeah. And then this one's yours.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if anyone's watching, they haven't backed
and
this
they
yet.
killed me. They covered up the buckler. If you look at my cover, right there where it says pencils down, the logo.
Okay.
Where the arrow's at on the going down, the buckler's like beat up and hanging out of a window right there, and they covered.
Oh no!
Damn it! There goes my cameo.
Foiled again.
But so is there any other final questions, Jason, that you have, or Jared, regarding any of these 3 campaigns?
No, this is it's great to see the variety of art styles, the more formal sci-fi superhero, the Golden Patriot story, the pencils down, the buckler. It's just great to see the variety, the variety of the art styles, the different tones of storytelling. But regardless, you're just seeing like a lot of creativity, a lot of great energy here. So this is thank you for walking us through these campaigns.
Thank you for caring and listening. I try to tell my wife, she's like, "I don't give a shit about your funny books."
The one I do want to bring back is the buckler.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. See if we picked up anybody else here.
I tried. It didn't work.
Oh, another backer. 46
nice.
Now.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Good deal.
Look at that.
All right. So we got 93 people watching live. Craig usually has about 100 people watching the replay. Please go check out these 3 campaigns. Back the one that resonates with you. Ping Dillard on Twitter. Let him know that you saw him on the Friday nights. Spread the word about these books. A lot of fun. A lot of great storytelling here.
Is there anything else, John, you want to share about like upcoming projects or things you got on the go? People can expect?
I have a bunch, but I guess the one that's coming up the closest is going to be May 16th, which is my birthday, by the way. But it's also my buddy Darren Wagner. It's his birthday.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And he's relaunching a book called Demifoot that I'm illustrating. So that's going to be the next thing coming out that's from me, is going to be Demifoot.
Cool.
It's a story about a man that gets turned into a half Sasquatch, and he thinks that he was a good-looking boy. You know, he had a nice hairdo, chiseled features, but he got turned into this grotesque Sasquatch, but he's still trying to maintain a level of presentability, so he has like his little can of Dapper Dan, and he tries to do his hair. You know?
So is this a parable about the dad bod? What is this? What is this?
No, the guy's too young to be a dad bod. No, he's like I think he's in his early 20s, maybe late teens, but he's like ex Navy. And no, it's a.
Is
and
he
it's another
bitten
story.
by? Is he bitten by a radioactive Sasquatch? Is that what happens?
Something like that. I do believe it's something like that. Yeah.
Maybe drinking while on SSRIs. That could be like a lot.
I feel seen. I feel seen. I told you not to talk about that on the show.
Hey, congratulations! Crenshaw's birthday just happened.
Yeah, Crenshaw's a good guy. Good guy. All right, so we got 12 minutes to go. If you back one of the books, put a mention in the chat. We got 96 people watching live. As we count down to the bottom of the hour, we always like
real
to
quick. I haven't told any. I haven't put it on the campaign yet, but everybody who does back, it's not like a stretch goal or anything, but they're gonna get one of my buckler book of matches.
Oh, let me give you full screen here. Hold on.
my Dillard Draws, the buckler match books.
And they're even partially used. Is that a?
It depends on it whether I need to light a cigarette as I'm packing these things.
Do you have to get a special waiver with the post office to mail matches?
You're supposed to, yeah. They're supposed to be packed so that they do not.
It'll take 3 months to get through customs. So.
Yeah,
Next thing we know, Dillard's in Gitmo.
I'd almost be worried about mailing that through Canadian. I could see them. Yeah. There's phosphorus in here.
They do work though.
Yeah, they work. No, that's.
Wait, what kind of smoke is that? Is that a Virginia Slim?
No, this is a Seneca Indian 100.
Just tobacco.
Just tobacco.
Very good, very good. So as we approach the bottom of the hour, we always remind you to go on over to the gutter and see what Aldous and JP are covering tonight. Their show starts right as ours ends, so it's always good to see the Friday night's audience in their chat as well. And Craig,
yes.
What do you have coming up? Well, who's our guest next week?
Let me pull up the list. Hold on.
Unprepared, unprofessional, unsub, reported.
Arvid.
Nice. Our man Arvid is back with a Bandit next week. His campaign's only been live a couple days and they've already cracked like 7K. Yeah. So it's all of his hard work and his networking and his goodwill is paying off.
So jealous.
Exciting
of
to see. Exciting to see. All right.
That guy's book looks so damn dope. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Yep. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
So don't forget the nightly prize, Jason. The most talkative in the chat, they get a Dillard Draws body pillow.
That's right. That's right. Let's
go forgot. I can't believe you forget that.
I think good
stuff. Confiscator was he's never been so happy.
He really feels like he did some work tonight.
He was. You've got his mailing address, right? You can take care of him.
Yeah.
All right. Craig, I have no idea what you have in store for us. Your outros are getting crazier and crazier every week. I just this is going to be a wild ride.
I kind of took it easy with this one, only because it's I was enjoying the summer and being out in the sun. Having a good summer. Thanks again for joining us, John. Really appreciate you coming on our show.
Of course, it's a pleasure to be here with you. You're good people.
If you ever have any other campaigns, please hit me up. Happy to have you come back on again.
I'm
gonna back you.
Pink to come back.
Come back with
back you, but I'm a tech guy and I tried 2 browsers and I couldn't get it submitted, but I'll work on it. I probably have some weird plugin going because
error behind keyboard
my code.
All right. So, you want to start should we start the outros?
Yeah, I'll play the outro for everyone. So again, we had 106 joining us tonight. Thank you so much, John. Thank you so much. We'll be back again next Friday at 10 p.m. with band. Oh, sorry, no, we're changing our time for next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Arvid needs his beauty rest, so we're gonna start the show early. Oh, wait a minute. Last minute addition to the chat.
Yes, hi Flip City. Speaking of which, we're gonna have Flip City back as well.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
So we'll be an hour earlier next week, but I'll send out all the links to everyone as always. And with that being said, have a great weekend, everyone.
Yes, Arvid's mom.
A massive DumDum drop at Holly LeFevor's front door via Amazon. 70,000 suckers on the porch. LeFevor says her son made the purchase on her Amazon app. She says she tried to stop the order before it came to her house, but it was too late. And then she checked her bank account.
I just panicked, and then when I saw what the number was, I just about fainted.
She's on the hook for more than $4,000. The order was so large, she's had to put some of it in her garage.
This was just a fluke thing that happened. Look, he wanted to have a carnival, and he was ordering the DumDums as prizes for his carnival. So, you know, again, he was being friendly, he was being kind to his friend.
What the heck are you doing out here? I'm working a job site right there, man. Right down there? What are you doing down there? What are you doing in this thing? I just came to get some lunch and sodas and whatnot for the guys. What's your name? Steve. Well, Steve, I can't have you driving up and down the street in this Skyjack. You're sitting on beer. That's for after. I'm not drinking it now. What about that beer there I saw you drinking coming out of the driveway? Oh, man, I'm finishing that one was from earlier. That's... Steve, I can't have you driving down the road in a Skyjack drinking beer. Why don't you come on down and talk to me here for a minute. Let's figure this out. Man, I gotta get back to work. No, just come on down. We'll get this figured out, and we'll get you back to work. No. Steve, come on down. Steve, come on down. Come get me. How about that? I tell you what, Steve, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. Come on up. The hard way, on the way to jail, we're going to stop by the hospital. Oh, maybe I'll come down. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll come down. Maybe I won't. Steve? 97. Come get me. Come on down. Just come on down. Let's work this out. Get you back to work. I mean, why don't you just go on your way and I'll go on my way. I'm giving you one more chance, Steve. Come on down the easy way. I know my rights.
Well, tonight, cleanup is underway after millions of dimes were scattered across US 81 287 in Alvord. This is a strange one. A semi carrying loose change tipped over early this morning. Crews are still working on this mess. WFA's Adriana De Alba is live on the scene with what went wrong. Adriana, what do you know?
Hey, Teresa, well, first off, can we talk about how bizarre this is? I mean, we're talking millions of dimes. $800,000 worth to be exact. And I'm going to show you what's going on because they are actually handpicking this off the floor. It's lasted hours, just this massive cleanup effort. You can see and probably hear the vacuums that have been going for hours and hours as they work to clean up this big mess. But let's tell you what happened because DPS tells me an 18-wheeler was headed southbound this morning at about 5:30. This was on Highway 287. Well, it veered off the road. The driver auto-corrected and lost its entire load. So that semi, it was hauling, like I said, millions of freshly minted dimes, $800,000 worth. And now this is still underway, trying to get it all cleaned up.
Guess you're not driving the Ferrari.
Jesus Christ.
In Newcastle County, Delaware. Yeah. Right in front of the Applebee's. You know, I've been to the Applebee's before. So this, Bliss, free car wash. Here we go.
Oh, let me get that. Just,
yes. That's it. Get them.